Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I am the WCPW review guy. And this past week I got into a barroom brawl with Sean Mooney. I honestly thought I could take him and he kicked my ass. Sean Mooney kicked my ass. Not proud of it. We're going to move on. And this is the unofficial WCPW Top 10. And yeah, we got another big change. We got a tag division, we always had a tag division, but now the tag titles are actually becoming a factor. So I decided, you know what, this week we're going to start a tag list, a tag team list. Now, there are more tag teams that's on the list. In fact, you know, there's a couple more, but I went ahead and just ranked. I started this pass loaded, like this. You know, yesterday's loaded, last night's loaded. So, despite what they've done before, I'm just now keeping the stats now. So that's how we're going to do this one, all right? So, let's just jump into that. Let's get into it. Right now we're going to do the top 3 tag teams in WCPW. So at number 3, Slater and Moss, which a little unfortunate because they're actually my favorite tag team. One of them. From a wrestling perspective, they're my favorite. However, you know, they were in that triple threat tag match this past week, last night, and yeah, didn't win, didn't get the Duke. So, and speaking of that, at number 2, it's Prince Amin and Gabriel Kidd, and yeah, same there. In fact, the only reason that they're above them is, you know, Prince Amin P and then Slater and Moss S. I went alphabetical order. That's all I did. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then real quick, before I didn't touch on this, I glossed over this horribly, because I'm horrible at my job here. I love the Gabriel Kidd, Prince Amin storyline still going. I should have added this in my review, and I didn't, and I don't have editing equipment. Like, I'm dirt poor. I know the suit's throwing you off, right? But no. But yeah, no, you know, the fact that they still continue, like, this storyline's been going on since July. Even a little bit before July, I can't remember. I think it was just July. I think when they teamed up, and then of course he lost that Built to Destroy, the servant, you know, or the servitude match, and that's when it all happened. But the thing is, it's still going, but it doesn't feel like I'm not sick of it just yet. Like, we are waiting for Gabriel Kidd to finally fight back, but you know what? It's still going. It's still great, and it shows, like, you know, me, like, I couldn't be a writer, I couldn't be a booker, because I would literally just like pull the plug on that quickly. Like, it would have been like a one. I would have like the WWF or WWE, sorry, mentality where he's just like, well, we're gonna write a storyline for a month and pull the plug. So I'm glad we're not doing that. Like, that just shows how good these guys are, and they're actually getting all this worth out of it, and it's just. When the payoff finally comes, it's going to be awesome. So, but yeah, number 2 will be Prince Amin and Gabriel Kidd. And then number 1 tag team, it's Prospect. Now, I had this conflict way back when Las Perspectivas showed up, because I'm keeping legit stats on everybody. Now, breaking kayfabe, we all know Prospect is Las Perspectivas. But I was like, technically, you know, if one team's suspended and this other team shows up, would that be separate paperwork? You know, I guess now we're going back to kayfabe. You know, separate paperwork, you know, different wrestlers. And so when I kept the stats, I was like, should I keep separate stats for Lucha Archer and Lucas Archer? And ultimately I decided nah. I was like, nah, you know, every time Lucas or Lucha wins, it's the same guy. However, now we're getting Las Perspectivas versus Prospect, and I think I'm just going to, you know, we'll know who's who, obviously, so I think I'm going to keep the, you know, so number 1 tag team is Prospect, even though technically they were suspended, didn't have a match this past week. They weren't even they were in the building, that was it. They were back watching Las Perspectivas win. But yeah, so that's how I'm going to do this. Like I said, the fact that I took more than 10 minutes to think about, like, what I'm going to do proves that, hey, I got too much time on my hands right now, and I'm taking this maybe way too seriously. But yeah, so yeah, Prospect, number 1 tag team right now in WCPW. So congratulations, Prospect. You are unofficially the number 1 tag team right now in WCPW. Hope you beat Los Perspectivas, or I hope they beat you. I don't know. I'm torn. I love both teams. I love both teams. So, all right, let's go on now to the women's division. Do the top 5 women. I'm not gonna lie. Since we didn't have any women's matches this past week, the stats remain exactly the same. In fact, for 3 weeks now. These have been the stats. So here we go, 3 weeks running. We'll go through them quickly then, since they didn't really compete this past week. We got Katarina Lee at number 5, number 4, Little Miss Roxy, number 3, Alex Windsor, number 2. I'm messing that up completely. Number 2, B. Priestley, and number 1, Nixon Newell. Congratulations, Nixon. You are the not only the women's champion, but unofficially on this show, you are the top woman in WCPW. All right, now moving on to the top 10. Not a whole lot of changes, and the few changes we have, I can't quite explain because since most of them didn't compete, and tag stats are separate from their single stats right now. So that's another thing I had to kind of split was, okay, now if you're winning tag matches and you're part of an official tag team, you're in this pile over here. And if you're a singles wrestler or you're part of a tag team but you're fighting a singles match, I put you over in this category. So a lot of these who are tag teams, I'm just basically saying prospect, they're going to stay up there for a little bit because they had excellent runs and they're still high up there. However, we did finally, oh, I know how Parmesan feels now. I get it. He ran down there, threw Kirby off, everybody booed him, and you know what? I did the same thing on this show. Fat Ligero was horning in on my top 10 every goddamn week. It was getting pathetic. I couldn't look myself in the mirror. I'm looking at myself like, you know what? Daniel, you're doing a great job. You got official stats. People will be proud of you. And then Fat Ligero shows up, and I couldn't get rid of him because, like, according to my formula, there he is. But guess what? His 90 days are up, and I kicked his fat ass to the curb. I pushed him off the middle rope. He was on the middle rope, and I pushed him off, and now he's gone. He's gone. And if he comes back, he starts from scratch. He'll start way down there. He'll start way down there with Cody Rhodes and Kurt Angle and them, so fuck you, Fat Ligero. All right, so top 10 this week. At number 10, new to the list. In fact, he hasn't been on the list since way back when. I want to say even back to July or so. I'm talking about Primate, which he just dominated like 4 dudes this past week. Just ran through the entire academy, if you will. So yeah, Primate, number 10. Number 9, for a second week in a row, Martin Kirby. Now, there's where we start getting some switches, and I'll be honest, I don't know how. I ran the formula twice to make sure, and it happened. All I can think of is, not only did I get rid of Fat Ligero, but I got rid of Ryan Mercer and Michael Mitchell. I don't remember Myers Mitchell. I can't remember. There was 2 guys who tag teamed for 1 episode way back when against Prospect jobbers, and I kept them on the list, kept them in the thing. They didn't do much, but I took them all out. So I think maybe when I took those guys out, some shit shifted around. So this week at number 8, even though he didn't compete, or they competed, but it was in the tag division. But Alex Gracie dropped the spot. He was 7 last week. He's 8 this week. And then, ironically enough, at number 7, he was 8 last week. He's 7 this week. Johnny Moss. Yeah, no idea, but yeah, there we go. And that happens again here in a second too. So stick with me. All right, at number 6 for a second week in a row, Rampage. At number 5, he was 4 last week. He's 5 this week. Lucas Archer. And at number 4, he was 5 last week. He's 4 this week. Joe Coffey. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. But they all deserve to be in the top 10 anyways. I don't give a shit. These are all great competitors. So the fact they're in the top 10 is glorious enough. And guess what? We're cool with it. At number 3 for a second week in a row, he is the WCPW Internet Champion, El Ligero. At number 2, Joe Hendry, local hero. And number 1, also for a second week in a row, World Champion, Joseph Connors. So there you have it. Joseph Connors, you are unofficially the number 1 guy in WCPW. Of course, you are the champion, so you are officially the number 1 guy in WCPW. So congratulations to Joseph Connors, Nixon Newell, and Prospect. You guys are all on top of the mountain right now. So, all right, guys, that's all I got. Do you agree with my top 10? Do you disagree? Either way, I don't care. Drop it down below. Let me know. Yeah, that's all I got. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and not just for this episode or my review will go. This week was the biggest week I've ever had view-wise. I got like over 3,000 plus views, which is insane. I don't even know like 5 people. Like literally, I don't know anybody. 3,000. I couldn't even comprehend that. Like it blew my mind. It really did. So guys, thank you. Like I come off sound like a sarcastic dick half the time, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You guys are fucking awesome. Every one of you guys. So thank you so much. Yes, share, subscribe if you haven't already. You can show this video that thumb and love. There it is. Look at that guy. And follow me over on Twitter at WCPW Review Guy 1. Guys, that's all I got. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.